Hello and welcome to Driving with Todd, and I'm Todd. A while back, I did a reaction video to a Hawkwind song, and that was to a request from a YouTuber who has been watching my channel. Well, lately, I have been getting quite a number of comments on that Hawkwind reaction. And it's like, it really surprised me that people are finding that video, that reaction video, and then commenting on it. Well, from those comments, I learned that Lemmy from Motorhead was part of Hawkwind. I did not know that because I know very little about that group. I learn about some of these groups as I do these reaction videos. So one person who is a YouTuber that watches my channel goes by the name of Steven Sauer. And Steven writes me, because I said, hey, what would be really a good Lemmy tune to react to when he was with Hawkwind? Well, Steve said, for an overall experience of the Lemmy era, it's hard to beat the legendary live album Space Ritual. But that one should really be experienced as a full album, and since it's 2 LPs, that's a lot. Yeah, I don't know if I could do a reaction to 2 LPs. That would be a lot of video time. To really feature Lemmy, I recommend Lost Johnny from the Hall of the Mountain Grill album. It's one of the few that he wrote and sings on. For a bit more traditional Lemmy era Hawkwind, I'd recommend either Brainstorm or Spaces Deep from the prior album, and I love the name of this album, Doremi Fosol Latido. What a great name for an album. That's awesome. However, while there are those who insist that the best Hawkwind is the earliest Hawkwind, I actually think they really came into their own musically with Lemmy's last album with them, Warrior on the Edge of Time. From that album, Magnu is a standout track, but the whole album is solid. The pairing of Assault and Battery and The Golden Void, always listen to them together since they merged together, from that album is considered by some critics to be among the top 10 that Hawkwind ever recorded. So this gave me a lot of cool information. Thanks, Steve. I really appreciate that. What I decided to do is take Spaces Deep off of Do Re Mi Fa Sol Latido. One of the reasons because I really love the name of that album. So without any further talking, we're going to go into watching Spaces Deep, listening to Spaces Deep, and I'll give you a little bit of what I think about Spaces Deep. I've never heard this song before, so this will be a first for me. Here we go.
Deep in our mind, it does not feel, it does not die. Space is neither truth nor lies. Into the void we have to travel to find the clue which will unravel. Is this the reason? Deep in our mind, the secret lies with our tomorrow. In the and sorrow, what goes onwards through the night, beyond the realms of ancient light. Is this the reason? Deep in our mind.
Okay, just stop it right here a second. I like this beginning. I mean, I really like this acoustic guitar sound that they have, and then it's like they're overlaying like I don't know if this was a Moog synthesizer or how they were making these like space noises, but that's really cool too. I mean, I love that combination. That acoustic guitar is really sweet, and then you've got this electronic sound sitting on top of that acoustic guitar, and then the vocals are kind of different as well. They're not just standard singing. It's like they're filtered through some sort of synthesizer or some sort of mechanism to give it a different sound, give those vocals a totally different sound, almost like a space sound. And in the video that the person created for this song is really cool too, because it's all space related video. I mean, it's just really kind of cool how it fits into the song. But I love the acoustic guitar, the space sounds, and the vocals. You know, I'm trying to place who else did vocals like this, and it's not coming to me. This is kind of a unique sound, and but it's really great. I mean, this is really cool. So let's go on with the song and keep it going.
Deep in our mind.
Wow. Wow. That was different. That was very, very impressive. Okay, so when did this come out? 1972, I think this came out. 72 or 73. I could have listened to this very easily back then. Now, this is not anything that I can think of that comes close to what I was listening to at that time. Because this is really, I don't think this is prog rock at all. This is kind of different, especially when they broke from the acoustic guitar and the space noises and the vocals into the instrumental break, which really pretty much was the rest of the song. But that instrumental break got really heavy. The drums came in. There was more keyboards. There was some guitar in there. It was like all heck was breaking loose in this song. And the video was kind of cool too, because I mean, it was almost like a time capsule of the late 60s, early 70s wrapped up into that instrumental break. So the person, like I said, who did this video for this song, very talented, really, really cool. And then I liked too how the video is kind of faded and even looked fairly dated and old. That was kind of cool. But the music was just tremendous. And then the band kind of stopped playing, and then the acoustic guitar came in with the space noises. And I'm thinking, okay, there's going to be more vocals because, there's vocals in the beginning, instrumental break, and then vocals at the end. And there were none. I mean, the acoustic guitar and space noises took the song out to the end. This is really cool. Like I said, I could have listened to this very, very easily back in 72, 73 when, with all the different things I was listening to. I was listening to so many different genres, but I can't think of anything that I listened to back then that was like this. I'm through this whole song, I'm going, what does this sound like? Who else does music like this? I can't think of anybody that I listened to back in the early 70s that sounded like this. I'm going Emerson, Lake and Palmer, no, and King Crimson, no. And I'm thinking through the groups, yes, no. It's just, this is unique, a very unique sound. I really liked it. I mean, this was good. Again, there was so many groups that were coming out in the early 70s with so many different sounds. There's only so much you could buy. And like I said, I saw the Hawkwind albums on the music rack, but it was like, okay, I don't really know what they sound like. I really don't hear them on FM radio at all, FM album rock. So I kind of didn't purchase it. Again, you only had so much money to buy albums. But if I was knowing it was like this, I could have gotten into this real easy back in the early 70s. This was really good. I really thought this was a good song. I want to try a couple more of these Hawkwind songs that were recommended by Steve. Now, the other thing I read, because I always kind of like to read up on this stuff, and I really didn't know a lot about Lemmy. I mean, I know he was in Motorhead. I have several of their albums. Their first single was actually going to be released on Stiff Records, and that wasn't allowed because they were managed by somebody who was licensed to another label. You know how that stuff goes. And I do have that original Stiff record that they were going to put out. And they said they're kind of heavy metal, and I don't know. I think they're more hard rock because their first single for Stiff was really kind of a hard rock blues track. But needless to say, it was kind of interesting. I was reading when Lemmy joined Hawkwind, they joined with a drummer. So he and a drummer joined, and he was going to be the guitarist because he played guitar. Well, they needed a bass player after he joined the group, so he kind of never played bass before, and he picked up the bass from the bass player who had previously been with the band and sort of left his equipment behind with Hawkwind. And Lemmy sort of learned how to play bass doing live concerts. And it's like, really, you get up in front of all these people and you've never played the instrument before, and you're trying to fake through it. But obviously he did a great job at it because when he created Motorhead, he was the bassist for Motorhead. And they said he has a kind of a unique style. It's almost a guitar type of style, the way he plays bass. So I thought that was kind of interesting too. Whenever I do one of these groups that I really haven't listened to myself, I always kind of like to learn a little bit about them, and there's always these fascinating little facts about these groups that just make them that much more interesting. So I really enjoyed this. This was a great track. So if you enjoyed it, it's Hawkwind, Spaces Deep from the album Doremi Fosol Latido. Great name for an album. Hit that like button. That'd be so cool. If you have any comments about the song, please put in the comments below. That'd be awesome as well. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. I'd really, really appreciate it. And then go over here, ring that bell, and get updates to my latest videos. This put a smile on my face. What an interesting song. It was interesting. I think the video also enhanced it a lot, and that the two things together just made it that much more interesting. So I hope you enjoyed it. It put a smile on your face, and peace out, baby.